Hello everyone. I'm going to give you guys a couple of seconds to find us, and I'm going to go find us and make sure that I can see your comments. I hope you guys are doing great. It was a great long weekend. Let's see. Ta-da. Hey, look. I got my Facebook up. Everything seems to be going good. Just give me a shout out when you're here so I know I'm in the right place. It's a rainy day out, and I took my hair out of the ponytail, and this is what you get. I get nothing but curls, so curls it is today. No straightening of my hair. Earlier this past weekend, I posted a card from Stamp Club last week. Oh, did I bring? Oh, I did. I brought the packet over, and we used the marker thumping technique. Oh, and I did forget one of the markers. Hey, Donna, good to see you. All right, well, so there's a couple of things that happened this week because I was away, and Stampin' Up! Decided that they were going to start offering weekly deals. So every Thursday, they're going to announce a set of weekly deals. This week was pretty awesome. I'm actually waiting for my box, so it hasn't shown up yet. I was hoping it would be here before 3 o'clock, but no dice. So I ordered some of the note cards, they come in a box, which is pretty cool, which I didn't know. So I can't wait to get them and kind of see them. And there were a whole bunch of things on sale. So make sure you check out the weekly deals on the Stampin' Up! Website, selenek.stampinup.net, and score your deals of the week. There'll be new ones. Like I said, these are good for 2 more days. And then they'll be good starting Thursday. We don't know what they are. They don't tell us. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera and jump in because you guys kind of liked this card. And I had a leftover packet, just one that somehow I didn't clean up. Hey, Mary Jo, thank you. Great to see you too, my friend. So we're going to cover how to do this pretty awesome technique. Isn't that cool? It looks like windswept, doesn't it? All right, so let me flip the camera and we'll start talking about it. I'm gonna have to move the table a little. Whoop. I also have to grab a marker, so hang on 1 second and we will move in on that. I got my hand over the camera so I don't make anybody dizzy. And we can take a quick look at that cute windswept card. And I'm gonna, again, like I said, move the table just so that we have what we're doing. Oh, and you can see like off to the side what I have going on here. These apple harvest dies are good while supplies last, and you can get them in a bundle. Oh, and I've been using them like crazy. They have 6 little leaves and 3 bigger leaves. So you can cut 9 leaves in a swipe, and I made a bunch of cards that I showed on last week's live with that, as well as, of course, the tree trimmings. This was one of my favorite stamp sets out of the annual catalog, and what do you know? They made dies for it, and they're while supplies last. There's 4 other bundles. There's Yeti ones. Those are on the other side of the room, but those are my 2 favorite. All right, so let's talk about thumping. What do you think thumping is? If you've never seen it before, it's actually pretty cool technique. And actually, I should get a mat to stamp with. I have a plastic table, and everything is better with a mat. Oh, and since I'm here, I can show you the other ones I picked up. I grabbed the dies that went with the apples, and like I said, I was a cutting maniac. You can see all the little leaves in the bottom. And I posted some of those cards, as well as Yeti to Party, which was not on my list. And my customer Colleen bought it the month before they announced the special that it was going to come with dies now. And look at all the cute images. I didn't realize how cute it was. There's snowflakes and a coffee cup and ice cream and a present and a little, so he could be carrying those things. This could be a background scene, and someone said, hey, check it out. There's teeth here. And then I broke down and bought it. So that was my 3rd pick, but I plan to play with this later on. And I wanted to show you those leaves. I still have them all over the place because one swipe, I could cut 6 of them. There's 6 small dies and 3 just slightly larger than this, but they're fun for making leaves cards. Anyway. Speaking fun leaves cards, so we'll pull out the Soft Seedlings. And I have an E-block here. So let's get loaded. And I also want to have a little bit of fun with this set today because there's a lot here that I haven't played with yet. And it's Tuesday and it's 3 o'clock and I get to spend time with you. So that's the best part for me. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Carol, Pam, Ella, Andy, Vicky, Mary Jo. Ooh, Polly, thanks for saying hi. Hi from North Carolina. Okay, so here we go. I started with the crushed curry ink pad, and then I used 3 classic markers. So you might wonder why. I use classic markers a lot, and people ask me frequently why I use the classic markers over blends. Well, blends are alcohol-based, and I love them for certain things like coloring and shading and lifting and all of that. But for a technique like this, we need a water-based marker. So these are our water-based markers. And if you notice, they have a thin band at one side, and that's the side you write with. And it has a thick band on the other side, and that's the side you can color stamps with, and you can color it in completely. Or you can use it to do things like omitting. So if you wanted to, let's just say, and this is going to sound kind of silly, but let's say you wanted to use the word hello and grateful and leave out so, you can put them on a block and not ink up the word so. So that's another technique. You can just do omitting with this technique. But today we're going to use it to do the thumping technique. And I hope you know that I love music. And so before I did art, I was a musician, and I love all things music. So today we're going to drum. Like the little drummer boy or something, but it'll be good. So I inked up in the crushed curry ink pad, and then I'm going to pull out the first color. So this is kind of my orange. You could use pumpkin pie, you could use a different color, but I'm using Cajun Craze today for my first color, and I am going to thump. And I'm thumping in one direction. And this is how I'm getting the windswept technique, right? The windswept look. But it's good for a lot of different things. I had customers say, hey, I'm going to try that with a flower. I'm going to try that with, so you can use this for any bolder stamp set. I also want to show you that this particular stamp set has, it's one of those distinctive sets. So it's much lighter by definition when you stamp with it. So I'm going to get a little heavier handed when it comes to the middle of this leaf. Okay, so I'm just drumming, and you notice I'm not changing directions. I am keeping it going all in one direction. Ta-da! Fun, fun. And it does take a minute, so we can fill in and talk about the weekend. Oh, we went camping. It was wonderful. I actually sat in a hot tub for a little while, and then we came back, and I may have dozed off. I don't know, but there may have been a nap in there. And now we're home, and this is retreat week, which means I am in insane prep and pack mode. So I'm still prepping. I haven't done the name tags yet. Cajun Craze. So now I'm going to move to Cherry Cobbler, and I'm going to do the same thing. So anyway, yeah. A nap and a hot tub, and actually at the campground where we go to, they have an adult only hot tub, which was really nice. So there's nobody like jumping on your head or anything. It's a really nice place, and we got together with family and Brian's cousin Jack. We ordered steamers and lobsters, and to get those you just go right down to the pier and get them right from the fishermen because we live close enough, and we were in Maine, so when in Maine, got to do lobster. And we'll be in Maine next weekend for that retreat that we do. It's 3 times a year now. We're going to do April, June, and September or October next year. We're working on the dates with the venue. So now I am not thumping. Did you notice that? I went to just a swipe to color the leaf. But I'm looking at this one here, and I think I want to see a little more color, so I'm going to go thump a little more. Like, honestly, there's no right or wrong, and every time you do this, it comes out different. So I chatted enough. Now I'm going to huff on this because while I've been talking, the ink's been drying. So I'm gonna like try and like clean it, like I'm gonna clean my eyeglasses and give it a huff. All that hot air in there I'm giving it. And I'm gonna stamp this towards the top of my shimmery white cardstock. Okay, so that's the second thing of this that's a wow. Shimmery white cardstock is a cardstock that I use quite often when it comes to techniques, right? But what's better than shimmer? How about shimmer with a little wink of Stella? So I'm going to take that color that I've just huffed and stamped down and move it, and it's going to make that image a little bit more robust. Here we go. Oh, I'm just in love with it. And it's that easy. Isn't that fun? So we got here. And I'm just dragging that color down to make the branch because I remember I used Early Espresso for that last color. And the trick is you got to have it like completely inked up in the lightest color first, and then you can thump on it. All right, so I'm looking at sentiments, and So Grateful is popping out at me because that's how I'm feeling today. So let's ink up, and I'm gonna put this on my block so that it's straight on the block, and then I don't have to worry about it that it doesn't have a sticker on it. I'm good like that. I don't know. Tend to put my stickers on because I always put them on crooked anyways. And now you see I'm just swiping across to ink this up with my marker, and I'll be able to roll this over and stamp my sentiment, lining the block up with the paper, not necessarily looking straight, but it is straight because I had it straight on my block. Okay, so now I'm bringing in the cleaner, and here we go. Queensland, Australia, that's cool. Hey Myrtle, good to see you. It's so cool how it makes, the internet makes the world a smaller place, you know? I do too, Marilyn, thank you. Marilyn says she loves this stamp set. She has to run for a soccer game. Wow, I hope they win. Okay, so that's the first project. And this was a club project, so I had some of this pretty ribbon, whoops, and I just had them tie it in a knot. Easier said than done when you've had 2 cups of coffee on a Facebook Live. Ta-da. All right, there, I did it. I feel accomplished now. That's when I wish I had a button that I could push to get like applause. But I thank you for your likes and loves over here. I appreciate all of them. Okay, so there's the big long one. Oh, and I put my scissors away. It happens every week, I think. My scissors didn't end up back in my little caddy. You know, I have a caddy for doing Facebook Live, so I have all my adhesives and stuff that I need right there. Well, I almost always forget and put my scissors back because over on the wall I have scissors for classes. So I have 10 pairs of scissors on the wall in case I need them. Some people count bottles of beer on the wall. I count scissors. Ah. Oh, it's such a cool set. So that's one technique that you can do with it. Yesterday, one of my good friends from Canada had made a card with it, and she inspired me. So I commented on her page to find out what colors she used. And she said that she used daffodil, pumpkin, and cobbler with this set for a clean and simple card. So I was thinking maybe we could replicate that one. And I have more ideas floating around in my head here. So I just cleaned the stamp. We'll get a sufficient number of dimensionals on this because, you know, it's all about the right support. And we'll keep going. Now, I might have 9,000 dimensionals on here, but I'm not peeling them all off. I'm just doing the 4 corners to make it sticky. And nothing says I love you more than a shimmery white card base. I know you may not see it in person, but it is sparkly and it's embossed. I'm hoping you're catching this. I'm going to stand up and see if I can catch the, oh, there you go. So it's embossed with our Big Boss. and it sparkles too. So it's not only stamped on shimmery white, but the base is shimmery white because that's how much I love my Stamp Club members. If you live far away in the United States, and you're feeling jealous right now that my Stamp Club got to make this, I am starting a Stamp Club that will go coast to coast in November. So stay tuned for that. All right, so that's card number 1. Now, I thought we might play. So to do that, I need to bring in a paper cutter. And I was thinking we could cut some quarter sheets down. How about we just go traditional 5 1/4 by 4. And I realize I'm at the bottom here. Sorry. I get too much stuff on my table already. Hang on. So here, 5 1/4, I swear, is by 4. And I can cut the 4 at the top where you can see. You can tell I've been cutting on this all day. I cut a Stamp-A-Stack, and I was cutting vellum, and we had to cut corner to corner, and I did them one at a time for 96 cards. So it was a little bit fussy, but I just finished that part, so I'm feeling kind of accomplished. Okay. So I'm going to put this scrap to the side. We can use it to make a card base later because that's how much I love you guys. It's a little more expensive for shimmery white, but can I just tell you, it's such a beautiful thing, and it's awesome, awesome, awesome for techniques. Okay. So this was what I saw yesterday and in my feed, and I was so beyond excited about it. I knew I needed to try it. So here we go. I'm going to ink up the leaf, just the leaf, and stamp it at the top. Ta-da, right? So that was daffodil. Okay, ready for number 2? I did kind of get excited and ink up a little further down. So I'm going to go right in the corner, and I'm going to go backwards here. Ooh, looks like my pumpkin needs some help. I haven't touched my pumpkin pie in a while. It's kind of looking like pumpkin pie in there. Might need some re-inker, but hopefully that's good. And I'll go down a bit. So I didn't ink the whole thing. I'm in the corner here, just inking the leaf. And it might be a little messy, but that's okay because we're going to go light to dark, and we can do that. What do you put on your envelopes? That's a good question. Sometimes, one of my favorite things to do with envelopes, Myrtle, is I love to emboss the envelope flap to match. So if there is an embossing folder that I happen to be using, oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, this is gonna be so pretty. Ready? Booyah! How you doing? And I'm turning it over so I can see where I'm going, because otherwise this wouldn't go as quick and easy as it's going, right? I think I want one right off the paper. I'm not gonna worry, I'm just gonna keep adding a little color here. Yowza. How pretty is that? And I still am completely and utterly grateful. So I'm going to go that way again. So grateful. And we have another card just like that. So this was using Daffodil Delight, Pumpkin Pie, and Cherry Cobbler. And by the way, it sparkles. Holy smokes. Okay, that's pretty. This is making me want, this is inspiring me a little bit. I need to clean my stamp though. And you know, not for nothing, Myrtle asked what you could put on your, you could put on your envelope. You could just do this. And it would be, look at how pretty it is just by itself. Oof. You could do one up here. Thanks, Denise. Oh my gosh, good to see you, my friend. Ugh. Those are just gorgeous. So like if I was hoping that my note cards were going to be in because the plan was to play with those. You never know, the UPS man, he could still ring the bell at any time, right? Okay, let's get the cleaner. We get that one. So pretty. Whew. So what do you think if we switch gears a little bit? Today is Tuesday, and of course, having been away and took a little time off, I didn't have a Casing Tuesday card ready. And they had a different kind of sketch today. Oh, that's so pretty. My brain is firing on so many levels just with that. It's like amazing. Oh, look at that. So you put the sentiment right on the envelope in. That's a great idea. All right, so I want to make sure that my stamp's really clean because I'm going to completely change gears here and bring in the other piece of 5 1/4 by 4 that we cut. Now the sketch this week has like a piece going across, and then it's got like, yeah, I'll show you after. But I'm gonna do the same thing with this. And here we go. I'm gonna pull in some purple because it's always a good day to do purple. Here's fresh freesia. And this time I'm gonna start at the top so I have a little more room. Or maybe I'll go, ooh, look, there's a little yellow still in there. Whoops. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go top down, and then I'm going to do bottoms up too, so that I got the color coming from both sides. Okay, so that's the first color. Now I'm thinking, ta-da, this is Rich Raspberry. Same thing. You have a little bit of control here because you can see where the color is when you're going upside down, right? And then one. Ooh, that's darker than I thought. It's all right. A little mark right there. Let's go again. So that's the nice thing about this idea too. If it doesn't seem right, like see how I have a weird stamp there because I stamped off the paper? No big deal. We'll go in again. Can't even see it. One time, Brian, well, you know, Brian and Alexis and I love to go camping, right? So we were camping in the woods, and by the way, it's not that time yet. It's October. We go Columbus Day weekend, and it actually snowed up in the White Mountains. So we were up there, and I was so very cold that I made the scrapbook pages of our walk in all purples and gray. Because I thought my Blackberry Bliss doesn't want to open. So if that ever happens to you, close it good and then lift like a compact. Something must have happened to this. Whew. Anything can happen when you're in a stamp class. You know, in-person classes are not for the faint of heart. Okay, so I didn't clean it at all, and this is going to be very dark. So you know what? I'm feeling it like right there. Wow. Maybe like a little bit right there. Now there's going to be a strip that goes across the middle, but right now it looks like a monster. So I'm going to clean the stamp and put some freesia in there. It's so beautiful. But I do like the purples and the grays at a certain time of fall because it's like the end of fall and that's when I'm cold. So it's the best way to describe how I'm feeling, you know. All right, let me go back to that freesia because I want to get rid of this monster. Do you see his head? Get rid of the monster. It's so funny. That's exciting. Heads up. Ooh, I inked the whole thing. I'm going to go again. I'm not excited or anything. I get to go see my mom tonight. She told me that check engine light on her car was up, so I took it to my guy and it's all better now. All right, so I filled in to kind of give it a little more depth because I wanted to get rid of the monster in the middle. Now that I did that, I can't believe I'm gonna do this, but I am. Well, let's go this way. So I've got Rich Razzleberry, which was the lighter of the two purples. Well, I keep changing my mind. All right, let's go again. I'm gonna go Fresh Freesia, the whole thing. And then I'm gonna rock and roll around the edge with a little bit of Razzleberry. And at the tip, I'm gonna add Blackberry, but I'm also gonna go like that, like we did with the marker, but I'm just gonna get in there with the ink pad. Ooh, look, there's a big line right there. I bet that's gonna be pretty. Okay, and then I'm gonna huff and stamp. Ugh, I made a mess, but that's okay because first of all, we get the Wink of Stella, which can fix that big line, which I'm not a fan of right this second. And if not, I can even pull in some to watercolor with. Ready? So that's on my block. I just want a little bit of it to kind of blend that line. So if it ever doesn't work, you can always like make it work. Add a little color here and there until you get it to blend out. And Wink of Stella on top of shimmery white. Can you just, can you even? All right, that I'm going to make darker. Pull it through. And I am going to cut this out. So I know that you're seeing that big glob there in the middle. It's not going to matter because I'm going to cut this bad boy out. All right. I'm going to close up the ink before I do any more damage. Oh yeah, the purple is going to be money. Now, you know, I have these little sand erasers. You can get them. They're made by Tombow. If I wasn't going to be cutting this out, you can just, if you make a mistake, you can sand off. See, there's a little halo from the outside from where we rocked and rolled and I got excited. You can sand that right off and it won't be there anymore. But I am going to cut it out. Cut it out. Here's my scissors. Okay. Is it going to be funny with that on that? I don't know. It's looking kind of busy to me. Like I should, maybe I should keep that the way it is and make it its own card. So now we got 2 cards. Go figure. Well, if we're keeping that its own card, it just so happens earlier I ran across some die cut shapes in Fresh Freesia. So let me grab one. I'm willing to bet that our So Grateful will fit on this. So let me just clean this. Making a mess today, boy. But these are all really fun techniques and they're quick and they're good for multiples. So you don't have to, you could be making, you know, if I were going to do it in multiples, I do all my yellows and then do all my pumpkins and then do all my cherries and then clean at the end. Rather than make one from start to finish over and over again, because that would take forever. Now that I closed up all my ink pads, there we go, Blackberry. So we're gonna go So Grateful, and I hope that's right. My nose is not on top, but oh, look, it was straight on the block, so I did okay. So now I think I need to trim that down. Let me grab the trimmer. Yeah, I think you're right. We should leave it. Hey, Karen, good to see you. I was texting with Karen while I was down in New Orleans at the Stampin' Up! Leadership event. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna go for this one. Probably. let's see. Probably 3 3/4. This is a little lower than I want. So when I cut this, I'm going to cut the top off. That's, let's see, I'm sorry, I have to come down to the bottom. I'll be launching stuff off the end of the table. But this is how we roll. I want it even smaller. I'm going to go 4 1/2. That's too small. 4 1/2 would be good. And then I can cut this to maybe, so 5 would be 3 3/4. So 4, 3 1/2. Okay, so this is 3 1/2 by 4. I think we should go a little smaller actually. We'll go 3 1/4. But I'm gonna do it on both sides so that I don't, I want my leaf kind of in the middle. Now it's not gonna look anything like my sketch, but that's okay. So 3 1/4, time for a new blade here. I just cut, like I said, 96 pieces of vellum with this, so if it's a little fuzzy, no surprise. I'm just gonna kind of clean up that edge a little. So if you ever have a paper trimmer that the blade, this one needs a new blade, so I'll replace it, but if you, until you get there, you can always sand, or you can rough it up. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, there was a grateful in there. Oof, that's messy. I need a better sanding block. Stampin' Up! Used to make one. You can get these at any craft store. I kept my Stampin' Up! One for all these years, which is kind of funny. Let's see. But my paper trimmer just needs a little attention, so there we go. We'll fix it right on the fly. But that's what you can do if your blade needs to be reordered like mine. Wow. Okay. So I know I got thumbprints on this, but we can use it as a layer. And the other thing that helps is making sure that the gully in your paper trimmer is completely cleaned out. So you can take a piece of paper and slide it right up. So there was some fuzz in mine. That will always make your blades yucky. And there's my fingerprint. So let's go, let's see. I don't want any of the bad sides, so I'm gonna cut it a couple of times. A little bit bigger than 4. With this paper trimmer, the other tip I can give you is the old trimmer did better if you dug. This one, sliding right across is a better cut usually. Usually there's no fuzz that time because I didn't dig. It might have just been that I was excited. It happens. So this is 5 1/2, and I'm gonna cut it again to 5 1/4. And I'm coming that side to do it, sorry. If I'm off the frame, there we go. Okay. So I'm gonna add another layer. What do you think? Blackberry Bliss or Fresh Freesia? You guys tell me, the darkest or the lightest, Blackberry Bliss or Fresh Freesia, and we'll get another layer behind that shimmery white layer. In the meantime, I'll grab both, because no matter which one I pick, you guys will pick the other one. There's the Blackberry. That's funny. It always happens that way. I'm like, are you sure you want that color? And you guys always know best. Let's see. The darker color, the Blackberry. Okay, I got you. So Blackberry wins. Thanks for that eye. So we did 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. So let's go up a layer. So a quarter inch bigger than 4 1/2 is 4 3/4. Ugh, come on, I can't get it in there. It's funny. 4 3/4, and that's nice. There's a line that goes all the way up. So I'm at 4 3/4 on this side, and I can see, but I can show you on the camera only because there's a line all the way. 4 3/4, and that was 3 1/4. So we'll go 3 1/2 and get that matted. Okay, so pretty. Goodness gracious. Bring in some Seal Plus. I have a friend, Maria, my girlfriend Maria was at the house the other day, and she's like, I have so much trouble with Seal Plus. And I think it's because when I was new to it, I would hold it like this, like against the paper, right? And I'm suggesting that if you come off more towards the top, that it just doesn't get stuck because the next bit of adhesive is right there. So when I hold it more at a 90-degree angle almost, instead of trying to lay it down like you'd think it would be like in a photograph. If that makes sense. But here is my layer here. Oh, that's pretty, huh? And that's still bugging me. Look at that. It's got like little fuzzy bits. It is what it is. It's a card. There we go. That's pretty. And then that's got a little ding on that side, so I'm gonna put it at the bottom where it won't be so obvious. That's gorgeous. Oh, missed a spot. So I almost never have problems with the Seal Plus jamming up on me. Now the regular Seal, I know it's a little bit less money, but I'm not a fan. I have trouble with that one, but that's my trick for the Plus for you. And dimensionals were right here on the table, but go figure, they're buried underneath all of this stuff. Here we go. So, for the base layer, do you think that we should come back to the freesia? Or do you think that we should put it on blackberry? So that's the freesia. And this is the blackberry. So you guys tell me what you like better. And we'll go from there. I'm going to peel these dimensionals. Let's vote one more time on the purple card. Let's see. I'm going to plop that right there. Actually, I need to do something else to this because there was on the sketch challenge, there was a whole layer right there. So let's see if I can maybe bring some of this in. This silver ribbon, it's like silver edge. It's got, it's vanilla, but it goes great for the, with shimmery white. It's actually closer to vanilla than it is to, you know, a bright white. So I love this with shimmery white. We'll just tie a bow on. Okay, so you guys are tied. I'm gonna have to come back and like really look at it because you look like you're like right there. It's like light, dark, light, dark. I'm gonna finish tying this bow first, and then I'll come back and give it another look. Okay. Ooh, stunning. Okay. I don't know. The bow's kind of big. I'm gonna make it smaller. I like little bows, to be honest. I like them puffy, but I like making people wonder how that you got your fingers around it. Of course, you tied a bigger bow and you made it smaller, but it always looks cool when it's a little bow. All right, and then we'll give that a trim. Back to school this week for Alexis. She starts back the first day of retreat, which is crazy. So she gets out of school and then we haul the trailer to Maine the same day. Oh, that's pretty. I want, so it's pretty, but it's not sitting flat for me. So I'm going to ball up a glue dot and stick it under there and make sure that it doesn't move. And then, maybe right there. Okay, so I'm gonna come back and look at your comments now. Let's see. Whew, okay. Let's see. Blackberry, blackberry, freesia, blackberry, freesia, freesia. So that's 3 to 3. Blackberry, freesia, 4 to 4. Blackberry, blackberry. Feminine light. Blackberry, blackberry, freesia, freesia. Oh my gosh, you guys are dead tied. That's awesome. All right, well, since it's sitting on freesia and you guys are talking about it, dark if it's masculine, light if it's feminine, and I'm feeling girly right now, so we'll go feminine. I have ink everywhere. This is funny. Okay. Can always change it later if it's not my thing, right? It's a beautiful thing about paper. Let's score it at 5.5. And this paper cutter, I don't even need to know. Look, I know that there's a line all the way up the 5.5. It's not a bad paper cutter for being, oh, and of course, I want the card to go the other way. Pay attention, Selene. I'm gonna go 4 1/4 and then cut at 5.5. That's okay, I can make a card going the other way with the other, right? Now that we did that, maybe I need to make another leaf card like the yellow one, but do it in purples. Okay, so here we go. Here's that one. Wow, I like it a lot. A lot. Okay. How do I love thee? Lots of layers of shimmery white. Because you get 10 sheets to a pack, and I think it's $9 or $10 a pack, so it's a little bit more expensive, but so pretty. I think it could use a couple of rhinestones. All right, so let's go back and grab. Well, I have to clean up this mess first. I did a good job making a mess, huh? All right. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, guys. Oh, thanks for all the love. I appreciate the likes and the shares and all the... You guys are always the best. I so look forward to Tuesdays because no matter what I'm doing, I stop, drop, and take a break and craft. And I honestly didn't know what I was doing today other than the one card that somebody said, what is thumping? If you missed that, you got to go back to the beginning because someone asked and I said, okay, I'll do it. And thumping's so fun. It's just one of those staple techniques that I always come back to. So 5 1/4. I want to say, like, I did thumping like before I was even a demonstrator. So 5 1/4 by 4. Oh, that side's a little bumped up. I hate that when you ding your paper even before you start making your card. 5 1/4 by 4. Okay. Find the ink pads. Go ahead, I dare ya. I got fresh freesia, so that's a good start. And I need to bring in my Stampin' mat again. I almost wanted to play with some Christmas trees today too, but I would be talking until tonight if I do that. Let's see. So we have, actually, I'm gonna ink up and stamp this whole thing and make sure that it's still purple because remember what happened last time? I pulled some of the red out of the cleaner. So I'm gonna ink up here. And that's the fresh freesia. And we're gonna just do the same layout we did with the yellow. I'm right in the corner there. Ooh. No patience, huh? That's all right. I'm gonna need a pooper scooper to clean this block when we're done. But I have 2 different ways that I clean. So I clean my stamps with the cleaning mat. And when they get yucky, I'll run it under the water until it goes completely clear. And then to clean the blocks, I actually have this stuff that I get on Amazon for like $2.50 a bottle. And I will spray my blocks with it and they come out crystal clear. Now, if I'm coming home from an event, like this weekend I have retreat and I'm sure all my blocks are going to be yucky, I just throw them straight in the dishwasher and they come out beautiful. So that's a couple different ways. Whatever is easy. If you have an open spot in your dishwasher, they come out great. So that's the second color. Layering it up. And then we'll bring in the blackberry. Hey, Denise. Well, thanks for stopping by. Oh. I appreciate everybody that's here. Wow, we got 40 people on right now. My goodness. Maybe because it's raining. I appreciate you checking out the live. Oh, is that not gorgeous? It's the blackberry that makes me go, that makes my heart beat fast, I think. All right, a little bit more. One more stamp. I just get so excited with this color. All right, I'll put one right up here so that it's like blended and yowza. And then So Grateful. Again, I'm going to line the block up so that it's straight because I made it straight there. And then, where'd that ribbon go? That's awful pretty. Let's see. Maybe we'll do the Blackberry Bliss one for this. It's such a simple, pretty, easy to make card. But I like that silvery ribbon with it. It gives it a little extra sparkle. All right. Yeah, so it's a rainy day. I just felt like crafting. Like, it's every Tuesday at 3 I'm here, but rainy days and crafting go together. Oh, so pretty. I want that to flow a little different, but it's gonna do what it wants to do. Sometimes that's what happens. I pulled those scissors. I'll need to give that a better trim after. Ugh. Those scissors, you know. Might be time to replace those. Let's see about a blackberry base. I'm gonna cut a little more paper if I'm going that way. So for this one, I'm gonna score it 5.5 and cut at 4 1/4 because I want the I want it to be long so that when I photograph it, it makes it easy to stand up for the picture. And that's my only rhyme or reason. You can go either way on any card, but I usually go whatever way is easier to photograph. Thank you so much, Myrtle. I appreciate you all. Everybody who comes. Is it me, or do you want like even more sparkle on this? I'm gonna put some Winka Stella there. Like, oh, the colors move together so pretty. Oh. You guys are the best. So grateful I am. How's that for a 30-second card? Like, it really doesn't take that long, and it's all stamps, ink, and paper. And I did make an exception. I put some ribbon on this one. But, you know, people say, you know, how do I start stamping? This would be great for any beginner because you take a sip. You do stamps, ink, and paper. I'm going to trim that again. I want it smaller, and these scissors are horrible. So I'm going to wait, and when I pop off, I'll finish it up. But yeah, I'll fix that after. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Like I said, I'll finish that one off. What color base should I use for this one? Maybe you guys can tell me, and then I'll bump off and do that. Maybe I'll go pumpkin. I don't often make a pumpkin card. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful week. I will catch you guys next Tuesday. Don't forget, you got the specials coming out Thursday that will be good for 1 week. And then there'll be more class offerings coming. I just released retreat, so I got to get through and prep. And I have 3 videos to do for that still. So I will, finish up all of those, and then I'll be ready to roll again. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.